go through today in this webinar um, to understand your surface and topographics and things to look after in topography and how you can import that topographic element into your C3D and create your surface and how to set up your new file. So these are the things we're gonna see in this webinar. So here you can see that I have one roads and this is the data or input I got from my survey. Uh, and if you can see in this survey, I have contours, I have lines, you can see the points and the elevations. So how can we use this data in our design and create the surface? Well, first thing we need to look in the topographic survey that these elements are have a 3D levels or not. Sometimes happen that we got the survey with the 2D only. So first thing we need to check whether elements have the levels or not. So if I go to the property of this, you can see that this is a block and the block has the level. So yes, that blocks are in 3D. Next thing I'll check whether these lines are in 3D or not. And I go to the property again and I can see this lines are 3D polyline and it has the levels. Uh, the other things I can check the contours. I mean, here I can also see whether this contours have the levels or not. So you can see it has a level. So these are my 3D elements in my survey which I can use to create my existing survey. So we got three things. Apart from these things, we can use a point file as well. So let's start creating the surface. So the first tips I give everyone that do not work in the survey drawing because survey drawing has so many layers, so many um, points or something that you makes your file very heavy. So it is also advised that always you can copy whatever you need. You create the surface and you keep into in your design file. So you keep your design file separate for the smooth run that you do not overweight it with so many datas and you can smoothly do your design. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new file. So I click Control N and select my template. Well, this is also important step because you need to select your CL3D template. Right now I have here in ANJ design template or metric because this design templates contain all the styles you needed predefined, so you don't need to create another styles or it can save you a lot of time. So I'm going to select my ANJ design template. I'm going to click open. So it will create a new file for me, which I save it and call the design file. And I can only bring the data which I think useful for me to create the topographic survey. So I'll show you how we can create the survey from all these elements one by one. Just let it load. So yeah, this is my new design file and I'm going to back to my survey file. To copy the data. The first we are going to make the surface from the blocks. So you can make your topographic existing surface from the 3D blocks if the blocks have the labels. So I'll show you the method how we can create our seal 3D surface, existing ground surface from the blocks. So I'll go to my survey drawings and I select my block. I'll right click and select similar to select all the blocks and control C and go to my design file. Just hold let it copy. As there are so many points, it was taking a time. Now I'm going to the page and going to the page as original coordinates. So this is the thing that you only bring the data you needed because you know how the survey files are. So now I have blocks here. So let's see how we can create a surface from it. So you go to surface, you create the surface and you give the name. I'll give the name existing ground and select my any style. So I'll just go with this styles, click OK. So it created my existing ground. Now I add data. I'll go to the drawing object. I'll expand easy, expand definition and go to drawing object. I right click and click add. And here you can see you have a various options from which you can make the survey. You can make from points, you can make from lines, you can make from blocks, text, 3D face, polyface. So right now I'm going to select blocks and hit OK and just select all my points or blocks and click OK. So you can see that my existing surface has created. So now let's just check our existing surface whether it create properly or not. So first thing I'm gonna check that you can see that I have points up to this things only, but you can see the contours over here. So what will happen that C3D creating the contour from a very long distance, and those contours are not useful because you do not have a level. It's just C3D created. So how you can limit your surface to your boundary only? So this is important thing to understand that you limit your surface. So I'm just gonna click surface property. So I select the surface, right click and go to surface property. And first I remove this unwanted line. So I'll go to the definition, go to the build, and I tell that use the maximum triangulation length only 25 meter. So I give the 25 meter, yes, and apply and rebuild your surface. Okay. So you can see that my unwanted lines have gone. So this is where you can correct your surface. This is the first method that you check the surface whether you're getting the triangulation where there is no points. There is no use of that triangulation or the contours or data because it will give you the wrong information. So you always need to check your surface, always give the boundary to your surface, limit your triangulation length. So this is first thing. The next thing you're gonna check your contours because whether you're getting smooth contours or very much undulated. So it will tell a lot about your survey. So if I check over here, I can see this, there are a bit of kink in my contours. So that so there's some issue with the levels. You can see these contours and this is the thing. So by designing the existing contour, you can get the idea how your survey is and where the something you feel the wrong. So what you do now, you can look in your survey and you can see if there are other points which you can make the surface because at the end you need proper contours from where you can design a smooth existing ground where you can design your proposed ground. If the existing ground was not correct, your proposed design will also be uh, have many issues and errors. So what I'm going to do, I'm see what other things I have to create the surface. So I'll check here and this is a 3D polyline which I'll show you. So what I'll do, I'll select all my 3D polylines and copy it to my design file and see. if this can help to improve my surface. So I'll paste as the original coordinate. Now I go to my same surface, go to the definition. So here you have some brick lines. So here you can add your 3D lines into your surface, and you can create your surface from 3D line. So you can give any description, and you can choose supplementary factor. Supplementary factor that if you have a point which are 10-15 meter away and you want a smooth triangulation, so you can give 2-3 meter. It means the C3D calculate the point between, and it create a smooth surface. It gives you more triangulation. So that's you always give the supplementary factor and click OK and select your all 3D lines. So this is the benefit like that I can only select the 3D lines here because I only bring this. So this is how my design file will be very smooth, that I only points and 3D lines. I don't have all the other things. So now I can check my survey again and I can see whether that help to correct my surface. So I can see that I still getting those uh, kinks in my surface. You can see those contours are not smooth, and there's still an issue in the surface. So you have to check which data gives you correct surface. I added points, I added break line, it didn't work. Now what I can do, I'll just remove my points and see how it look in only with the 3D lines. So I remove my surface points and just rebuild it. So I just click it OK and deleted it and rebuild. And now you can see your survey. What I'll do, I change my style and give some more contour to it. So I'll choose contour to point 1 to see it in more depend. So this is benefit I got to select my new file and new template, that I have predefined style over there. So I do not have to create them again and change them again and save a lot of time. So you can see now contour. So it look pretty better now. You can see the all the things has gone. You can see. So this is help. Like you need to check that what are the things you can create better surfaces, and you got points, so you got block line, and now you get the smooth surface where you can design your proposed profiles. So yes, so these are the two things. Apart from two things, which let's see what other things we can create the surface. So apart from these things, I can see that the contours are here. So let's see how we can create surface from existing contour given by the surveyor or any contour. So I'll select the all contours, select all, and let's see if I have missed anything. No. So I select this and go to my design file and the paste to original coordinate and just create another surface. I'll close this surface. Not close, just turn the display off of the contour and create another surface easy from contour. Okay, I select style point 1 and click OK, click OK. Now I go to easy expand this, expand the definition, and you can see here points contours. So I click that, I click add. So here you also get same option, distance and supplementary factor. I can keep the supplementary 5 and click OK. Supplement weeding distance. So weeding distance I keep 1 and OK, and I select all my contours. Now it's better that I just only keep my contour on. So what I'll do, I'll just cancel these. I go to command lay ISO and I select my contours. So in this way I can only select my contours, but the 3Ds, everything you can see that messed up, everything is the same layer. So this is the problem you will face, and this is why it's okay to just bring the data you need, because you will get a lot of problem like this when you handling the your topographic survey, that everything in the same layers and all those things. So what I do, I'll just for time being delete my lines or just hide it. uh, let's see if I can do that. I'll go and hide. Yes, but there are still some lines, and you can see still are there. So this is the thing happen, and this is the thing you need to save your time. So right now I'm doing this. You can just delete it, and you just copy your uh, contour, and you can start. So I'll just delete this three line last, hide this, and now yeah, let's look pretty much all the contours. So I go to again in contours, sorry, existing contour, definition, contour, add, and let it be, and just select my contours and click OK, and just and object isolation, and just see that my contour style. I'll go with triangulation and see if, and object, sorry, I given the lay ISO command, so I just turn lay on, sorry. So that's your, so you can see I created my surface from contour as well. So I go in this surface, same, go to the surface property, go to the definition and build, and give my triangulation length limited to 50 or 25, and just remove those unwanted lines and see my contour now, whether this give me a better result or not. So yeah, this is my surface from contour, but you can see that is still not exact what I wanted. But this is also a way creating the surface from the contour. So you have got the three options. You got surface from contour, you got surface from 3D lines, you got surface from blocks. So these are the thing. Another thing you can do, you can create your surface from points. So what I'll do, I just turn off the style here and show you how you can create from point file. So you just turn off this, and I'll bring another surface, EG point, and go to the point one style, click OK. Now I go to the EG point definition. Here you have some point file. So I click point file, I click add, right click, and I enter my point file. So this is my point file here, text file. You can have maybe Excel file, and this file has my northing listing values and elevation. So I select northing listing Z, and I click OK. So you can see my surface from point file, and you can see how this look. This is still bit better. So this is the thing that you can create your surface from points, file, contour, and you can select which survey data gives a better result. You can do combination of those things. You can add all those things into one surface to look which better, or you can select only contours or 3D lines to create your center line and use other surface for your estimation purpose. So whichever the better gives you the result, you can decide that, and you like have multiple options. So beside those this option, there's one another option which I'm going to show you. I'll just turn off this style as well. And the another uh, method from creating surface is through text. So what I go to select and copy my text, So you can see that I am copying everything in my design file because my design file having all style, not this CAD file. If I open this and I'll just show you what happen if I create surface or everything here. I go to the surface and create surface. You can see I do not have any style or anything. Even if I go to and check my settings, you can see that my settings are also not proper. So these are the things you can face the issue with your survey file. So better create new file, create your template and paste everything there. Just copy your text, Control C, and paste it in your design file. Now you can bring those text. So currently my text do not have a label, and you can bring this to the level. You can see the Z is 0. So how you can bring this data uh, to the level? So I'll just turn my menu on and I go to the surface. In the utilities, I have option move text to elevation. I select this. Sorry, I'll select my all text first and go to the surface, go to utilities and move text to elevation. And now if you can see the properties, you can see that it brings the level to the text. So this is the way you can create your surface from text. The only problem that is right now that my text is not exactly on my point. So all you need to do to bring the text to the point, there are some method where you can bring those text insertion point exactly on your block. You can try those. After doing that, you go to the surface, create another surface, easy text, and select the style, click OK, OK, and go to the definition, go to the drawing object, click add, and here you can select text. So I select my text, I click OK, and I go and copy and select my all text. So you can see you have created your surface from text elevation also. So this is another way of creating surface. So we have seen the different method from for creating surface, text, blocks, uh, files, contours, 3D lines, and this is how you can create your know your surface. I mean, you can look your contours, you can look your data, and you can analyze what data you need to create your surface, and you can see what are the data that are useful for me to create surface or your data look for. So you can ask your surveyor, okay, give me this in 3D line or give me this things, and you can bring into the C3D and try those element, and you can see which data gives you better result. And like I said, this is the way you can set up a drawing. Always create a new drawing, uh, new design file, and only bring the data which you require to create the surface. You can keep those survey file as a X-ray in the background to look things, and so you could not heavy it. Right now I copied everything, but you can only copy the data you needed to create the surface. So this is why you can keep your file low, and you can easily work on these files. So yes, that is how you start your design. This is the first step. So yep, thank you, thank you for watching our webinar.